like to travel.
I love to travel.
I know you do. Mostly by airplane, though.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, because I'm not that much of a, I don't like driving long hours. I get angsty in the car.
Right. I get it. But if you were driving, right? Say maybe you weren't going super, super far. You were just going upstate or something.
Maybe Sedona or something. Okay, or Cali.
And you made a pit stop. And you walked into this little diner. And it was a bunch of weird looking people.
This sounds like a good horror movie.
And they just stared at you.
Like the old country.
And everything seemed real eerie. They kind of gave you the, what are you doing here look.
The Willies.
Would you stay in there and just get some food and sit down and just enjoy it? I mean, even if I got the food to go, I mean, if anything, if I was starving, I would get it to go or just get some chips. Like, do you have some chips or something that's ready right now? And just get that mug, get in the car and be out. But then again, we are Black or African American, if you prefer. And we are a little bit more used to that. If you haven't figured it out, we're reviewing The Strangers.
First of all, I'm going to wait for somebody like the hillbilly at the gas station to tell me to go back to where I came from, and I'm going to turn right back around and go back to where I came from.
I don't even need to wait for that. If I walked up in there, like I said, and the people were looking all crazy at me, like, what the heck are you doing in here? And
invading our privacy, like you heard, you city folk.
Yeah, I'm
like
out.
City folk.
I don't need to invade your privacy. This is your town. You know what I'm saying?
You can have it.
I just stopped for a minute because I was hungry, but I don't need to stay. You know what I'm saying? I got the message. I got it. I might not even order it because you never know if they're like, "What are you doing here, girl?"
That's all I see. That's all I see. Why did you say it with that accent, with that southern accent, and you sound just like them from the movies?
Because that's like, they kind of sound like that in the movie. I don't know. They sound like that in the movie. I don't know.
It's the South.
But this is The Strangers Chapter 1.
So let's talk about
it's rated R. It's 1 hour and 31 minutes, girl.
If you don't get rid of that southern twang out your voice,
my bad.
You kind of start to scare me a little bit.
That's
nice. I like that though. That's kind of cool. I'm wearing off on you.
A little freaky right now.
All right, let's see who's in the Strangers. Who's in the Strangers Chapter 1?
All right, Strangers Chapter 1 stars Madeleine Petsch as Maya. You recognize her from Riverdale.
I never watched Riverdale.
You know, I watched like I think maybe the whole first season or most of it, and then they just kind of lost me.
Is
Plus,
like
they changed the time. No, it's like Archie comics come to life. Real life Archie comics.
Oh, okay.
I was into it, and I think they kept changing the time or day that it came on or something, and then they just kind of lost me.
You.
Froy Gutierrez as Ryan, her boyfriend. Okay. Richard Brake plays Sheriff Rodder.
That's a terrible name. Okay.
And Pedro Leandro plays Deputy Walters. And I'm only listing these people because the strangers wear a mask, and the names that I saw of those actors, they weren't like well known. I didn't recognize them
because anybody. I ain't gonna say anybody can play those roles, but kind of anybody can play some of those roles.
Yeah, if you're interested, IMDb, Internet Movie Database.
So let's go over the summary, which is pretty much the same as every other Strangers that we've seen.
Correct.
So what's the summary?
From Lionsgate Entertainment. After their car breaks down in an eerie small town.
How many movies have you looked at that have that after the car breaks down in a small town or in the backwoods? About 1,000?
I can't even.
Yeah. Okay.
Why you put me on a spot like
that?
The
formula. Okay.
You took me out of my.
Sorry. Okay. So after their car breaks down in an eerie small town,
a young couple are forced to spend the night in a remote cabin. Panic ensues as they are terrorized by 3 masked strangers who strike with no mercy and seemingly no motive in The Strangers Chapter 1, the chilling first entry of this upcoming horror feature film series.
You read that excellent. That was great.
I messed up at the end.
You had me almost there again, watching the movies.
I hope somebody hires me as a voice actress. I'm practicing, and I know sometimes I mess up a little bit, but I'm really practicing. And if you gave me a script, I would practice even harder.
You got it. You got it, though. You got it. You were all into it like this, and I like that. Now there is extra scene. Well, let me tell you first about this one. So I went in being told that this is an origin story. Okay, so when you tell me it's an origin story, I like to watch it and see the origin.
Right.
Except that didn't happen in here. Mm-mm. Because it's a 3-part trilogy that's coming out. So when I'm at the end of this, you can tell there's going to be a second one. They pretty much laid that out on the line. But this was just like the other ones. There was nothing different. Right. The kills weren't even interesting.
Right.
I think I had maybe one slight jump scare.
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
There was nothing different. All they did was switched out the people.
Right. Let me say this. When I went into it, I wasn't told, or I didn't think it was an origin story, but I thought maybe it was a remake. And it was basically, like you just said, the same as the one from 2008. So if you saw The Strangers in 2008, I'd say skip this one. But I don't know what to expect from Chapter 2. So I am willing to see Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 because they got to be different.
I have to.
This was the same as 2008.
Literally.
And it was different director or whatever and stuff.
It's been that long.
They're not trying to say it's a remake. They're trying to act like it's a fresh new thing. But
it's not, though.
It's the same exact thing as 2008.
It's recycled. It's
different from the 2018 one.
Yes, I was going to say, I knew there was another one that came out later than 2000. It was 2008 when they first started. Wow, it's been that long?
Yeah. The 2018 one was like something
that
about
one
the pool.
I liked that one.
Yeah, they were out at the pool and she was running outside and doing all this stuff.
Yeah, the family. It was a whole family. It was a mom, dad, the brother, and the sister. Yeah. That one was good to me.
But this one was
the
same. It was just the same.
This is like part 1.
Yeah, like I wish somebody would have told me to skip it. So I'm telling you, if you already saw The Strangers, the first one in 2008, just skip this one and wait for part 2, chapter 2.
You know what, it's sad, but I have to say I kind of agree. Mm-hmm. Because the last one that came out from 2018 was good. Why backtrack?
Yeah. Because they want to make a trilogy. So they wanted to start from there and then make the trilogy.
Then they should have did this when the first, this basically this is the first one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
it was a waste of time, effort, money.
Yeah.
So she was about to say there is an extra scene about 2 minutes into the credits that kind of alludes. It does allude to the other two. Absolutely. And let me tell you this too, from our notes here. I already just remember it. They filmed these simultaneously
at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
So they were filming 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
So then we're hoping that it shouldn't take more than a year for the next one to come out.
That's what we're hoping.
If they're already filmed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This didn't get the greatest reviews, which we'll talk about in a little bit after you give us some fun facts here. But the reviews are not good, and mine's wasn't either. So I can't even.
Yep.
I can't even front.
Yeah, the producer explained that the lead star would film scenes for the first film in the morning, and scenes for the second in the afternoon, commuting to many different locations for filming several times a day.
Do you know how? First of all, to remember scripts is not the easiest thing. Mm-hmm. But you're doing 3 at the same time. Mm-hmm. Well, I know they had to be tired. Mm-hmm. I know they had to work hard. You got to appreciate those little facts like that.
Yeah,
that is a lot of work, even for the director and the crew.
Strange, Madeline,
for at least that, for sure.
You go, girl.
That's some work.
Excellent job there.
Okay.
Yeah. According to Froy Gutierrez, filming all 3 films took place in fall of 2022 over a 52-day shoot.
That's wow.
So
that's a great 52 days. That's good. Mm-hmm. You just work 52 days out of the whole year, and didn't even work those whole 52 days. Each actor works on different days.
3 movies.
But it's been 2 years, so I bet you they got all 3 of them done.
Yeah. Yeah, the film script was originally 280 pages long, based off notes and ideas which director Rennie Harlan and producer Courtney Solomon juggled between each other. They then separated the screenplay into 3 parts, which is now planned to be a trilogy of interlocked stories. You know, that's interesting and fascinating, but it's also kind of weird that the film script was originally 280 pages long when it copies the 2008 one. And I really should have gone back and checked 2008 who wrote that, because I didn't even think about that till right now, but it's the same movie.
All they did was pluck some new people.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you in here. I'm going to put you in a different location.
So basically y'all wrote part 2 and part 3.
Sorry, this might be a pinch. I hate to give a pinch, just a pinch of a spoiler. They even say the same things in there. Why are you here? Why are you doing this to us? And then the stranger, whichever one, because you were home. Mm-hmm. Okay, are y'all going to do this the same way Liam Neeson did? What is this? Is it Taken? I will find you, I will hunt you down, and I will kill you. Okay, we got it now. You're going to say that in part 2 and part 3 as well, huh? This isn't James Bond where you shaken, not stirred. This isn't that deep for y'all to keep just pluck some new people and put it in the same exact story.
Right.
I'm actually a little mad that I paid matinee.
Yeah.
I would say
Me
wait
too.
for this to stream.
Me too.
For sure. I think we have some little, another fun note here. Maybe that might make you want to go.
There have been several news articles before the release of Chapter 1 stating that the director intends to release a supercut of the 3 films spliced and edited together as a single film. If all films of the trilogy are about 90 to 100 minutes long, which is typical of most slasher thriller productions, then the supercut will be about 290 to 300 minutes long, making it potentially one of the longest horror films ever made.
Do you see yourself, okay, could I go to the movies and watch that? Absolutely. I've spent 12 hours at the film festivals, okay? So sitting watching movies is nothing to me. But if you're going to do that, then just do it at the beginning. What was it going to do? Come back later and do that?
Yeah, to get the most money out of it, get the bang of his buck.
Oh my God. I can't do it. I couldn't do it. Not for this one.
So now what we're saying is, or at least I'm saying, skip Chapter 1. And you may want to skip Chapter 2 and 3 and just wait for the whole thing to be spliced together.
That's just
But
silly.
I'm going to see Chapter 2 and then I'm going to see Chapter 3 and maybe I'll see it spliced together. Maybe they'll release it spliced together like on like Netflix or something.
Maybe as a mini-series maybe.
Yeah.
That will come out on one of the streaming services.
I don't know. Okay, the title suggests that it might be a prequel to the 2008 original, but it isn't. The Strangers Chapter 1 is actually the start of a new trilogy with 2 subsequent chapters on the way. It's a new trilogy only inspired by Bertino's original.
Because it is the original.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Okay?
Inspired by.
Inspired. It is the original.
You plagiarize. It seems like,
you plagiarize your own
you that kid. You can't go into school and be like,
Hennessy.
My essay was inspired by Thommi's essay. Okay, it's really not the same thing.
But you stole my idea.
Inspired by. See, my name is Jules. Different. It's different at the top. It was inspired by.
Like you read my paper and you rewrote it and you changed a couple of words. Is what you did. You plagiarized.
I'm a little disappointed in Rennie Harlan. He produced A Long Kiss Goodnight, and we both enjoyed that.
Yes, we did. We did enjoy Long Kiss Goodnight. Now, IMDb only 5. Here's the worst one.
Yep.
Rotten Tomatoes, 20%. That's an extra
by the critics, because they agree with what we're saying right now.
That's an F minus. Audience score 43%. That's still a little bit high. It seems like, but okay. Audience.
That's
everybody
still not
has their
good because
opinion.
audience is usually lighter than way lighter than critics. But this time the audience was close, and they were like, no.
Well, we're recommending, and first, how many clappers are you going to give this? I don't want to miss our clappers.
You know what? I'm going to give it 2. I'm not going to go all the way down to like 1 and give it an F. I'm going to give it 2 because I know that there's some people like this young lady I was just speaking to yesterday who haven't seen the 2008 version. And they may appreciate this one. You know what I mean? This one may be good for them. But for those of us that have seen the 2008 one, that's why it sucked. For us, because we just felt like we just spent money and time and effort on tickets and popcorn or whatever to sit down and watch the same movie. That's why overall the production was fine and the acting was fine. I mean, it wasn't the best, but that's why I'm going to give it 2. Thus
far, it's the worst in the series. That's all I'm going to say right now. I'm going to go with it's a 2.5.
See, you gave it higher than me.
2 is a 0.5. It's just the fact that it was just the same thing from 2008. We've already seen this, and I got duped. So I would have, if I'd have known what I know, had you seen it before me.
I'm surprised you gave it that 0.5. Then you should have just said 2.
Yeah, like I like the idea of what he's doing with it.
I like the idea.
Trilogies of getting spliced together. But if I'm going to watch the same thing again, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I've seen them all.
We could have just watched that on Tubi or something.
Probably so. Exactly. So you see why we're a little hot. Not mad, but a little hot. Because I should just wait for streaming. It's a waste
of time and effort. That's
streaming. All. Yeah. So definitely wait. If you're going to go, definitely matinee if you insist on seeing it right now. We're telling you in advance. Okay. So don't walk out of there all angry after you spent all that money on hot dogs and candy and cheeseburgers and fries and what have you. Don't get mad at us because we kept keeping it real. We tried to tell you. So there you have our review of The Strangers, Chapter 1. And don't forget that Jules and I, we are on, first and foremost, Cash App. So if you'd like to make a donation to us,
ding, ding.
Anything is appreciated. If you have a legitimate company and you'd like us to, you want to sponsor us, we'll wear your gear, your t-shirts or whatnot, let us know.
We'll do that.
We're also on Facebook, Instagram.
We're there.
And YouTube. You can catch us on all three of those. Now, if we're more than 15 minutes, Instagram will cut us off, but that's okay. All you have to do is go to YouTube, like and subscribe, or go on Facebook, like and follow. All right? GottaBeReel movie reviews with Thommi and Jules. All right. Well, thank you very much for tuning into our review. We will see you back soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.